What's up, beautiful people? Jen here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jenna Lee, aka Jen Sparkly, commander of the Sparkle Army. Thank you so much for stopping by my little corner of the internet. I hope you'll stay. That said, today is a Q&A video, and to be completely honest, the entire time I've been doing Q&As, every time I've asked for questions, you guys have been amazing. I've gotten lots and lots of great questions, but there have always been questions that were very sexual, and for the longest time I've always just kind of pushed those to the side and not answered them. And I was thinking about it tonight as I was getting ready to do tonight's Q&A, and it dawned on me, like, why am I ignoring those? Like, if you know me in day-to-day life, you know that I am an open book about pretty much everything. I've never been one to shy away from being sexual or talking about sex. So for those of you who don't like adult language or don't wish to hear really frank sexual talk, this is probably not the Jenna's Beauty Slam video for you. But if you're down to hear some naughty talk, I guess hang out. Okay. Not really sure how this is going to go. So I just have screenshots of all of your questions from Twitter and Instagram, and a few of you actually sent me little video questions via Snapchat. Yes, I got those, and yes, they're included in here too. First question. How old were you when you lost your virginity? I get asked this a lot, and I don't know if it's like my past as a stripper or doing like fetish modeling or whatever that makes people think that I've maybe been like this hedonistic person, but I actually lost my virginity at 17. It's my junior year of high school. No, it was my senior year of high school. I distinctly remember that because there were a group of boys in the grade ahead of me who were all convinced that I was this huge slut, and I always thought it was ironic that I didn't actually lose my virginity until long after they had graduated. Anyway, who gave you your first orgasm? Me. Have you ever fantasized about fucking one of your teachers? No. Have you ever kissed someone of the same sex? Yes. A lot. There's a lot, and I'm trying to like keep from getting into the really bad ones. Have you ever had a threesome? If so, was it 2 males and a female or 2 females and a male? Yes, I have. In both. I've done both. What is the craziest place you've had sex? When I worked in the strip club, I was dating the DJ at the time. We had sex in the DJ booth while he was like on the mic, like putting a girl on stage. Dated a guy who sold cars. We actually had sex in one of the cars, like during the day, like while people were walking around and like looking at cars. Like we had sex like in the back seat. Well, it was like a big truck, so I mean it wasn't like we were like cramped up in like a Geo Prism or anything, but yeah. Most embarrassing sexual moment. There are a few. Okay, all right. In college, I was hooking up with a guy who was in the fraternity, like 2 doors down from where I was staying, and we'd gotten really, really drunk, and he was going down on me, and I farted. I'm so sorry, Josh. You know who you are. I won't say your last name, but I know he's never going to see this. But, oh, to this day, I can still see the look on his face like, oh, Josh, I'm so sorry. You were good. You were really good, if that counts for anything. Moving on. In your opinion, what does it mean to be a good lover? Okay, this is like multifaceted because sex is not just like the physical, like getting into it. While that is fun, of course, I like a man or a woman who I can communicate with intelligently. And for me, sense of humor is super appealing. If you can make me really laugh, that's sexy to me, because a really sharp sense of humor is indicative of a sharp mind and intelligence to me. So to be good in bed, besides obviously being willing to communicate with me, I want someone who will listen. Like, I'll tell you what turns me on. I will tell you what I like. But you've got to be willing to listen and implement what I'm telling you. A lot of guys, not all, so don't roast me in the comments because I know it's not all, but a lot of guys like to be all, oh God, I made my last girlfriend come like 50 times. No, you didn't, dude. No, you did not. You did not do that. She may have done the, oh. You did not make her come 50 times. You did not. You did not. But yeah, if I tell you what turns me on, like if I tell you what I want you to do and you listen and you do those things, like anything you want, you know, I am smitten. And it has been a long time since I've had that. A really long time. Since I've been single. Since I've been single. I'll say that. The last man I was with was... Have you ever cheated on a boyfriend or girlfriend because you just couldn't help yourself? No. What kind of porn turns you on? That's an interesting question because it's really and truly only been like the last couple of years that I've really even found porn that I enjoyed. And I'm picky. The thing that has always turned me off about so much porn is that there's, like, I want to see the girl receive the kind of attention that I would want to receive. And it always just seems like the guys pay such peripheral attention to the girl. It's always like, kiss, kiss. Okay. And then they go straight to the act. And it's like, no, you're going to have to do way more than that before we get to anything else. You know, you're not just going to rub my boobs a couple times and then slide into home. No, honey. And if I had $1 for every time I've seen a girl in a porn who looked like she was miserable, I could open my own porn studio. I can't tell you how many scenes I've seen where the guy is just, and you can see the look on the girl's face. She's like, that's not pleasure. I'm sorry. And I understand it's a paycheck, it's a job. I respect it, do your thing. But I'm so grateful that there are now like porn companies like Valesa and Les Kiss and Lesbi, and there's a lot who focus on making sure that the woman gets off too. because we know the guy's going to get off. Getting a guy off is easy. It's wham, bam. Okay, you done? Awesome. Fucking rock and roll. With a woman, we're all different. We're all different. What does it for me might not do it for your lady. You know? I might know how to touch your lady better than you do, being that I'm a woman. So, boy, this kind of turned into a huge tangent. Sorry. But yes, like, the kind of porn I like is the kind of porn where you know that the woman is actually getting pleasured, where he's paying attention to the parts of her body that women like to have touched, instead of just kind of slapping her boobs a couple times and drilling her. I also don't like porns where the guy is so forcefully, like, forcing the woman's head down. Like, I don't want to hear you gag in a blowjob. Like, I know guys like that. I don't want to hear it, because I've thrown up on a guy before, and that's probably my most embarrassing sexual moment. Let's backtrack. Had a shitty boyfriend who kept trying to force my head down, and I kept saying, don't do that, don't do that. I have a sensitive gag reflex, don't push down on my head. And he kept doing it, and I gagged one time too many, and just all over his stomach, all over his crotch, and everything. And I literally sat back and just pulled my hair up and said, I fucking told ya. Did I not? Ugh. Jesus. Have you ever watched another couple get it on without them knowing? No. No. Have you ever watched another couple have sex with their permission? Yes. How would you act if a couple asked you to be their third person? I have been that. And actually, there have been two different couples who asked me to be like their girlfriend. And I enjoyed that quite a bit, actually, because, you know, you have quality time with the girl and we can hang out and be girly together and be physical. And it was a married couple, actually, and the husband, I'd always thought the husband was hot, and so, you know, it was nice that my friend was willing to share not just like her makeup and her clothes, but her husband with me. Like that. And I'm not just saying that to like, oh, that's so hot. No, people kind of look down their nose at polygamy, and while I don't think I could be in an open relationship where I was sharing my husband if I was married, but there has to be a level of comfort and trust there that is so strong, because I've heard more stories of polygamy going wrong than I have of it working, where maybe the girl that got brought in started sleeping with the husband behind the wife's back, or two of the three started spending more time together and the other person started feeling like a third wheel. I've seen that happen. I've been very fortunate that I wasn't in a situation like that, but my friend and her husband, we had some good times together. And I don't just mean that like sexually, like, yeah, we had great sex, but there were also countless like Sunday mornings where like all three of us would just be in bed, like in our underwear, eating cereal, watching cartoons, and just chit-chatting and laughing and just truly just kind of enjoying each other's company. That's so rare to find. And even once that kind of ended, it never was like a breakup. I ended up kind of getting involved with somebody, and just, they understood. I just said respectfully, I'm seeing someone who is not into that, so we can't keep this up, obviously. But to this day, they're still great friends of mine, and I love them to death. They're still married to this day, so that tells me what they have is stronger than any peripheral shenanigans. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Like I struggle with being the open book that I am and still having some old-fashioned views on relationships. I'm a mess of paradoxes, but I'm fun. We'll do two more. I've got five more, but I'll go ahead and just do two more. If you had to pick, do you think you would be a dominatrix or a submissive? I am absolutely 100% a submissive. I'm open about that. I don't like, I'll communicate what I want and where I want you to touch, kiss, nibble, lick, whatever, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, I want you to tell me what to do. Like, I've always been an exhibitionist, and I've always kind of gotten off on performing for my partner. So I want to know what you want from me so that I can please you. And on the flip side of that, if you know that I'm willing to take orders, I also demand respect. You're not going to grab my face or disrespect me. Like, if it's in the moment, that's fine. But there has to be, once again, an understanding and a trust before you even enter into that kind of relationship. I have to know that when I'm fully clothed and we're out in the real world, that you will show me the respect that I deserve, that what we do in the bedroom is special for us, but you have to treat me as your equal. And I've had a few experiences with men who were doms, and they were great in the bedroom, and there was, the sexual chemistry and connection was there, and we had a lot of fun, but they didn't like click out of it. And when we were out in public, they still thought it was okay to speak to me as though I was their slave, submissive, property, etc. And that's a no-go. That is a no-go. So, yeah. What is the weirdest thing that turns you on? The weirdest thing that turns me on. I don't know that there's any, like, I don't think like my turn-ons or interests are like particularly bizarre. I'm trying to think of something odd. Like if my guy has worked all day, or if he like just got back from the gym, I do like the way a man smells like when he's hot and sweaty. And so I might get in the shower with you, but I don't feel like that's strange. I think a lot of women like that. I think it just comes from the old-fashioned role of, as much as I'm outspoken and as fiercely independent as I am, I do like when a man makes me feel small and precious and protected. So I guess, yeah, maybe that. I'm big on pheromones. Like, again, that's not uncommon though. I think you could ask any woman or man, what do you love about your partner, and they're all gonna have an affinity for that person's pheromones. You know, if you're wearing your partner's t-shirt, hoodie, whatever, you're gonna, I know I do, and I think anyone else would, if you're wearing their clothes, or, if you snuggle up next to them, I don't think it's like uncommon to like take in a deep breath, just like when you're cuddling with that person that you're crazy about. I don't really know. Is that weird? It seems like I've heard a lot of people say that, so I don't know that that's even weird. But that's where we're going to cut it off today. There are a lot more questions, a lot more. So definitely let me know if you're into this kind of Q&A. Obviously, I'm not going to do this like super, super often because I don't want to turn people off, But I just finally got to a point where I was like, okay, let's just answer some of these questions. I'm getting so many sexual questions. Let's address it. I'm an adult. I'm a sexual person. Like anyone else, I enjoy sex. So why not talk about it, right? So boom, I talked about it. So thank you for watching. As always, my social media links are in the description box below. In the description box below, as are all of my coupon codes. So definitely check those out. Definitely shop. Save some money on me. And as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can always know when I've got something new coming up. And tomorrow afternoon/evening, live stream number 2 will be happening. So please come hang out with me tomorrow afternoon. We might just do some more Q&A tomorrow. Y'all let me know. But until then, I love y'all, and I will see you next time. Y'all stay beautiful.